For one speech pathologist, the work of caring for veterans at the Rudabush VA Medical Center is a calling. The work they do supporting veterans and their families helped her decades later when tragedy struck her own family. And now she's giving back to those who served our country every day. Rachel Krause has the story.
We can put the food right there.
Over at the Rudabush VA.
And they usually bring another tray.
U.S. Army veteran George DeLay gets ready for lunch.
Jell-O.
I got you.
And then cottage cheese.
Okay.
Diagnosed with ALS, a progressive neurodegenerative disease that impacts nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. Speaking or taking a bite isn't always easy for the Vietnam veteran.
Try to take a drink. There you go.
Speech pathologist Becky Chapman is here to help with it all.
You've been great. You couldn't ask for anybody better.
For George, Chapman's work in this room has made a massive difference.
When I came here, I had to be able to swallow. So part of the deal was, if I passed the swallowing test, she would get ice cream. So I passed the test and I got ice cream. So she's a great help with this, listening to me.
Chapman spent the last 16 years working with veterans like George, but she's been around veterans her whole life. Veterans like her father.
His death really led me back here in a roundabout way.
Nearly 40 years ago, Chapman's father, David Black, a commercial airline pilot and Air Force Reserve captain, was flying a routine exercise at Camp Atterbury in July 1983. When his plane went down.
The Illinois pilot slammed into a hillside during routine target practice in a heavily wooded area of Camp Atterbury.
We didn't see it happen. We just saw the smoke rising up from the ground. I had talked to him probably 15 to 20 seconds prior to that, and that was the last transmission I had with him. There was nothing out of the ordinary.
To my two oldest sisters were at summer camp, basically, very close to there in Flat Rock, Indiana. And they heard of the crash, heard the crash. And one of my sisters would say she knew, like as soon as she heard that this had happened, she knew it was him. Sorry. So.
Chapman was just 2 years old.
I was so young when he passed, so I don't have memories of him, really. You know, I know stories of him, and it obviously shaped my life, but I didn't really know that I was called to work with veterans until I spent time here as a student.
After her father's death, Chapman says the VA took care of her family, from the home they lived in to her school tuition.
The VA's just kind of weaved its way through my entire life, really, and then led me in a roundabout way back to serving veterans at the VA.
Even now, she keeps the memory of her father close by.
So there's the A-10 that flies behind me in the treatment room, and it's been really neat to talk to veterans about that. They'll ask me about, you know, my dad, and you know, he flew that plane, and I say, yeah, he did. He's passed now, and I'll go into the story. And I've had a number of veterans who will say, like, they'll just get silent and they'll say, I remember that accident.
In the 4 decades since her father's death, Chapman says her resolve to care for the veterans she sees has only strengthened.
I'm passionate about giving every veteran the very best care, because they could be my husband, they could be my brother-in-law, so we have to take care of them.
Everyone needs a person like her, and there's a lot of people here I know that helps me. She's one of many, so I give her an A+.
It's that drive to serve those who've served our nation that keeps her coming back day after day, year after year.
I want to do my very best to serve them every single day that I'm here.
In Indianapolis, Rachel Krause, 13 News.